Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, starts with a weather impact alert.
Another day, another heat record broken, and even now at 10 p.m. there's no relief. It is still above 80 degrees Fahrenheit for most of the state. It is dangerously hot out there, and that's why our team has issued a weather impact alert. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Hartman.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Day 3 of the heat wave, and we'll sweat it out tomorrow as well.
We have Fox 61 team coverage tonight with how people around Connecticut are keeping cool, but we begin with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank.
This is the hottest day of the heat wave for sure. Highs soaring into the 90s and even hitting the century mark for Hartford, for Meriden, and also for Chester. We were sweating it out today, and we did end up breaking records. In Windsor Locks, 99 degrees, the old record 94, and Bridgeport beat the old record by 1 degree. But of course, it felt even hotter than these numbers with a heat index that was soaring well into the triple digits and actual temperatures near the triple digits as well. So this is day 3 of our heat wave. Day 4, one more to go, and then we will get some relief starting Thursday. So our weather impact alert continues for another day, especially between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. That's when we could see those heat indices again up around triple digits. And we issue these weather impact alerts when we think the weather will most impact you. So you know the drill by this point. You're probably changing things around with kids and pets, and we're doing it all over again tomorrow. Yeah, it's still 90 in Bridgeport right now. It is not going to be a comfy evening to push the reset button inside of your home. It will remain warm. It will remain humid. Overnight lows in the middle to upper 70s, and really tough for people without air conditioning units. Tomorrow we do it all over again. Not quite as hot. I don't think, again, we get up around triple digits, but we're still looking at highs in the low to mid 90s. That'll be the case inland and even for parts of the Connecticut shoreline as well. And once again, we will be approaching records. We'll take a look at the big temperature drop to come and time out some showers. Your full forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. The conditions at Duncan Park for tonight's Hartford Yard Goats game were certainly challenging.
Now, Fox 61's Valerie Moravi has more on how fans were able to beat the heat and how staff at the ballpark kept people cool and safe.
Yeah, the Hartford Yard Goats are back home at Duncan Park to face the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. And it comes at a time when extreme weather is just bearing down on players, staff, and fans at the ballpark. But people make sure to take precautions so they can stay safe while enjoying the game.
So we come for the food and the baseball.
The extreme heat did not deter fans from coming out to Duncan Park Tuesday night to see the Hartford Yard Goats back on the field. Hundreds of fans like Seth Wojtak waited at the gate at Duncan Park, ready to cheer on the Yard Goats despite the brutal heat.
You know, we have to get out every once in a while, and even if it's terrible outside, it doesn't stop us having fun.
Hartford Yard Goats president Tim Brestol says staff had the ballpark ready for intense heat with additional water stations installed throughout the concourse to help keep fans hydrated.
We're going to be utilizing some indoor spaces for cooling centers, so fans that that get a little heated with cheering on the Yard Goats to be able to go in and cool off and get back into the action.
There was also a cooling station put in place to allow staff and fans to take a break from the heat and cool off. Carrie Comerford from Iverton says the heat wave did not stop them from supporting their goats.
We're chilling here for a few minutes while my husband and other son are venturing in the heat. So was it worth it, Luke? You like your shirt? Colin, was it worth it?
Yeah, definitely.
Now the Hartford Yard Goats will continue the series against New Hampshire all week, and officials at the ballpark say they will make sure fans are staying safe while also enjoying the experience no matter the weather. In Hartford, Duncan Park, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
All right, Valerie, thank you. So, yeah, the scorching temperatures are apparently not keeping everyone indoors. In fact, despite the 90-degree-plus heat, some diners are still savoring their meals al fresco.
Fox 61's Raven Blue has a look at how locals braved the heat for a night out in West Hartford Center.
It was a much needed time to have a date night with my love.
Despite the sweltering heat, spending time with one another for dinner was still in the air. As temperatures pushed into the 90s, some couples, families, and friends are choosing atmosphere over air conditioning, taking their meals al fresco in West Hartford Center. Sasha Kohler was among those soaking up the summer vibes, sweat and all.
We've been stuck indoors, being new residents to West Hartford, that we wanted to come and celebrate.
Even as the sun went down, temperatures were still high and humidity left people feeling even more bogged down. But some diners like Samantha Doring says it was still nice to get out and have dinner with friends under the open sky.
When it rains, you can't go outside and it's beautiful and we're having a nice dinner and we're visiting with a friend from out of town, and it's just nice to be outside.
And people know this week's heat wave is just the appetizer. The main course is still to come with plenty more hot weather on the menu.
I feel like I'm sweating out my weight that I'm going to eat in a second.
I am sweating right now, but I'm still enjoying my time outside.
Diners are taking precautions with the heat, making sure they're drinking plenty of water. In West Hartford, Raven Blue, Fox 61.
Thank you, Raven, and stick with Fox 61 throughout this heat and humidity. You can get live updates from our weather team on the Fox 61 News app and on Fox 61 Plus. Both are completely free. And of course, keep up with us on air and on our website, fox61.com. Well, new tonight, our state has dealt with a firefighter shortage for years now, but there's a new strategy from the Department of Energy, Emergency Services and Public Protection aimed at fixing it.
It's all about giving the next generation of firefighters a foot in the door to kickstart their careers. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot shows us how it works from Windsor Locks.
Students attending the cadet training program are learning hands-on skills that will prepare them for careers both in firefighting and first responders. And it comes at a time when temperatures are very hot, making this an experience they will never forget.
Left, right, left, left.
That's the sound of teenagers experiencing what it takes to be a firefighter. The fire service program is a week-long program at the Connecticut Fire Academy in Windsor Locks. The program focuses on different aspects of first responders.
How to set up fire hydrants. We have been learning how to pack hoses and basically just the ways of cleaning up the department, being organized, but also showing out and making sure that you're doing the correct techniques so you can get the best results.
For most of these students, they already volunteer with their hometown fire department.
We only have classes on Wednesdays and Sundays, so you don't really get to learn that much. And also because I'm a full-time student, I also have a job, so I can't always be there all the time. So I'm learning skills, but I feel like I'm not really like honing it. But like here, it's like I'm learning the skills and I'm getting to do them, and then I'm getting to show how much I learned it at the end when we have graduation on Saturday.
And ta-da! But in Windsor Locks at the Fire Academy, it's a little more intense.
You wake up way earlier. You have like a time schedule to follow. You have activities to do. Make sure you do them right.
This morning was the first time we've done PT. And you had to do planks and a side plank, so that was pretty easy. And then there was a tire with a sledgehammer that you would have to slam into it, so you would work out maybe up here or something like that.
Once senior counselor Zoe Antibus went through this training years ago. She says she never thought she would have liked it so much.
Towards the end, I kind of started to grow on me more. It started to become like, okay, this is actually kind of really interesting. The things that we get to do, the things that we get to see, the, kind of skills that we pick up.
And the extreme heat is just another real-world example of what they may face on the front lines.
It might seem hard, but just keep pushing through and you will feel so rewarding.
Students say they are grateful for this experience and will take it with them on their future career endeavors. The program ends with a graduation ceremony on June 28th. In Windsor Locks, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
New tonight, Bristol police arrested a man who they say threatened the CEO of Bristol Health on social media. Officers took Richard Stark into custody this afternoon, and they say hospital staff had flagged his posts. Investigators didn't share what the threats were about, but Stark has been charged with breach of peace and other charges. He's being held on a $50,000 bond and is due in court tomorrow.
We've learned more about a motorcycle crash in Lisbon that ended with the rider being flown to the hospital in a medical helicopter. It happened around 11 this morning on River Road, and that's where police say 28-year-old Dion Small of Norwich tried passing a car turning left. He crashed, and that sent him flying. Troopers say his motorcycle kept moving and hit 3 more cars. Small was seriously hurt. We're working to get an update on his condition. The driver whose car he hit was also hurt, but not as badly.
A break-in was caught on camera, and police have asked for help identifying the burglar here. Take a look. This is surveillance video from Olio Restaurant on Kings Highway in Groton. You can see the burglar rip the register off the counter. Police say they took off with the money inside. We don't know about how much they stole, but if you recognize this person or have any relevant information, you're asked to give Groton Police a call.
Well, it happens every year, but not this early in the season. The first mosquitoes to test positive for West Nile virus have been found in Bridgeport. The Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station says the insects were trapped on June 11th. They say it's one of the earliest detections they've had in 25 years. The hot, wet weather we've had means mosquito activity is high. There are no vaccines or medicines to treat West Nile virus, so your best bet at prevention is to avoid mosquito bites altogether. Minimize your time outside near dawn or dusk. Wear loose-fitting, long-sleeve shirts and pants. Use insect repellent with DEET and try to prevent standing water in your yard.